Hi everybody, my name is Jules and I'm doing this video to start logging or blogging rather, no vlogging, my journey, there's so many of them, my journey to the gastric bypass weight loss surgery. Like many of you, I have been on every diet there is to go on. I even self-paid in Mexico for the lap band, which was an epic failure. It ended up slipping and I ended up vomiting all the time, and it was just absolutely miserable. I could barely even keep water down, so it was removed. I have been waiting for the VA, I'm a veteran, to pay for the gastric bypass procedure for 10 years now. And now that we have something called the Veterans Choice Program, I was approved about 6 months ago. So I'm going to go over some of the things that I had to do in order to get a surgery date, which will be towards the end of August. I'm here in Oregon. I'm going through a bariatric group that has a lot of strict requirements. You'll find that everybody's insurance has different requirements. I've been fortunate. I don't have to be on a mandatory weight loss or mandatory nutrition counseling. Some people have to do that for about 6 months before they will be allowed to get the surgery. But I do have a checklist here, starting with a class that you have to go to, an orientation first. So they tell you all about the procedure and what you can expect. Then here is a copy of, let me cover that up so you don't see where that's from, a copy of the checklist of all the things that you have to have done before they will even schedule you an appointment for surgery. A lot. So let me quickly go over some of these things. There was a medical appointment where several of us up for the surgery. It was a general appointment. It was a shared appointment. And basically they were just going over some of the things that you needed to do. The second thing we needed to do was fasting lab work. That had to be done right away. And there was a lot of lab work that had to be done. I think it was just every kind of blood draw that you could think of. Talking about blood work, it was your vitamin levels. It was like I was low in iron, I was low in vitamin D. There was quite a few things that they found that they want you to remedy before you can even get the surgery. Then I had an initial visit with the nurse practitioner, and then she goes over all the things that you'll need to do. I had to have a fitness evaluation. So I went to my gym. I joined the gym. I joined Planet Fitness, and I talked to a trainer there, and he gave me his recommended plan and had to sign off a form saying that he had done that. I had to go through a psychological evaluation, which, this lady got my entire life story. And then we'll ask you things like, so if you have loose skin, how are you going to handle that? If your hair falls out, how are you going to handle that? How are you going to completely change your view on food? And let me tell you, we've had to go on a pre-surgery diet as far as a liver shrinking diet. And I was a carboholic and I'm a vegetarian, which means, the high protein, I think they want you to be on 90 grams of protein and 50 carbs, is a big challenge for me. I find myself always drinking protein shakes, high protein shakes, in order to make that 90 grams. And I get sick and tired of eggs, people, and cheese. So I've taken to going on Pinterest and looking up keto recipes. I have a sweet tooth, and I ran that by my nutritionist, and she was actually all for it. She said, if you like the sweets and you're going to get recipes, I applaud you for that. Just make sure that they're high in protein, no sugar. Great. So that's a suggestion for you guys. If you want to vary some of your recipes instead of just chicken or beef or what have you, definitely look up on Pinterest keto recipes, casseroles, things like that. Really good. I had to go to take 5 video classes. They were called Mind Prep, and she's basically going over psychological reasons for overeating and how you can handle that. I find that, I was out driving the other day and I'd just gotten paid. And every time we just get paid, we go out to eat. Where are we going to go out to eat? In-N-Out Burger, here, there, Italian food, pizza, what are we going to do? And I sat in my car with it running going, what am I going to do? Where am I going? What else is there to do? I can't go out to eat anymore. So what else is there? And I find that all of my time was centered around food. So I'm going to have to find other things to do. And some of you may have that challenge, because think about it. Every time you want to celebrate, every time you may be bored, angry, well, let's go get some food. So I'm going to have to find other things to do with my time. Challenge. We had to do 5 mind prep videos where she talked about these psychological things. And then I had to attend 3 groups. And there are so many, the place I'm going to has so many people from all over the state that they're doing bariatric surgery on. There's like 30, 40 people in the group, and they will go around and pose a question. You know, the group leader will say, like he asked us the other day, what do you want to achieve while exercising after you've had the surgery? And so we all had to go around the room and everybody had to talk about it. What was their goal? What did they want to do? And so you had to attend 3 groups. I have since, because of my age, had to take a, they wanted to do a colonoscopy. I was like, no, I don't want it, no. And she said, okay, we'll settle on the little poopy test that they mail to you, and you collect it and you mail it back. Thank God that was normal. Then she said, because of your age, you're going to have an ultrasound of your gallbladder to make sure that you don't have any stones, something like that. So I had recently had a CT scan, which also went over my gallbladder. I didn't see anything, but I'm told that this is much more involved. Now, let me give you an idea, too, of what I've gone through. I could have wiped this out in a month. I really could have. But I'm a veteran. I waited 4 months just to get the consult to see the psych evaluation. So I was sitting here going, oh no, I can't, I'm almost done. I've gotten all these tests done. If you're on a CPAP, you have to bring it with you. You have to have a sleep apnea study. The only reason I didn't, I guess, is my neck circumference was not very big compared to some people's, and I've never been told by my physician that I needed to have a sleep study. He didn't think I was a risk, so I lucked out that way. I didn't have to. But that's one of the things you can expect also as a sleep apnea study. Yeah, so long story short, I was like praying to God. I'm like, oh, don't let this take another 4 months. I am almost there. I have one more thing to do. And just this morning, about 3 days after my primary care doctor called and said, stat, we can't find this consult that I put in since April. I want it stat. 3 days later, they call me and say, okay, you're approved by the VA. Let's go ahead and get this ultrasound done. I was like, yippee! Woohoo, 3 days, nice. So that is the last thing I have to do, you guys, and that is next Tuesday. So that is an idea for you. I wanted to just let you know all the things that are involved. I don't have a copay with the VA, but the program itself, where I'm going, is $800. So they will not schedule you until you pay the $800. Go figure, right? Gotta have the money first. And so payday's just a few weeks away. I said, okay, no problem. They said, okay, tentatively you are going to be the end of August. So, yeah, I'm starting to get a little nervous about it. It's good to hear during the groups people who have already been through it. I've heard complaints such as, don't you ever even think you will have rice again, because you are sadly mistaken. Bread is a no-go. I think a lot of you probably know that already. It just balls up in your stomach and you feel like you're going to die. There is dumping syndrome if you eat too fast, if you don't chew your food enough. This is a huge change for a lot of us. It's going to be a huge change for me. Especially from the Navy, you know, I worked in medical, and you only had so much time on board ship to eat your food and get back to work. So I just, and I'm done. And you have to, this lady said, if you chew fast, if you swallow your food too quickly, if it's not chewed down to a soft consistency, you're either going to barf, or you're going to feel like you're having a heart attack, or worse, number 2. So, yeah. But anyway, after this, it looks like I'm going to have a pre-op class, which is 4 hours long, a pre-surgical consent with the surgeon, pre-op clinic with anesthesia and a 14-day liquid diet. Ooh, fun. So you guys, I just wanted to take you along with my journey. When I do have the surgery scheduled and the day of surgery, my brother's going to videotape it for me. You know, my check-in process, and then after I recover, God willing, I make it through, right? They've only had one fatality, they said, in like 10 years, and she had COPD or CHF or something like that, bless her heart. But so he'll videotape that too, recovery process, and I figured we'll go from there. So here you go. Here's the checklist one more time. This is all the good stuff that you can look forward to going through. Also, they give you a body fat analysis. They tell you everything about your body composition, how much muscle mass you have. The idea is you want to keep as much muscle mass as you can while you're recovering and during the process. So, all right, folks, if you have any questions for me, if I didn't cover anything, let me know. I'd be happy to share with you what else you may need to do during this pre-qualification phase. All right, so take care, everybody. I'm sorry about the no makeup thing. I just went on a walk, so I'm looking fugly right now. But anyway, take care, everybody, and I'll hopefully see you soon, like in August. Bye-bye, different.